Welcome to Seeker's Nest Media for another session of a Seeker's session. And Alhamdulillah, on this blessed month of Ramadan, we pray to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. May Allah keep all of us safe, keep all of our family safe from all the things that is happening right now. And we have with us a good friend of mine to join us for this discussion on the topic of financial fears. So I think this is a topic where we should bring it forward to discuss on this matter and to at least gain knowledge and understanding on how we should deal with our financial issues in this current time. So without further ado, let me introduce to a financial planner, Abdurrahman Al-haddad. Assalamualaikum ya Abdurrahman.
Waalaikumsalam. Yes, Mr. Indra, how are you?
Good. Alhamdulillah. How's things going for you?
Alhamdulillah, all doing okay, alhamdulillah.
How is Ramadan so far for you?
This Ramadan is very different, but very, to me, more family oriented. A lot of jama'ah with the family.
MashaAllah. I think there's always a wisdom behind every happening, yeah?
Yes, mashallah. Alhamdulillah.
Yes. So, okay, without further ado, we will go straight to the topic, right? And maybe we can discuss on a very base level first before we go in depth on this topic. So, just to get your point of view, as we know that this COVID has been around for a few months now, and I believe it first strikes Singapore in the mid of February or early February. Then slowly it escalated up to now where we are in this current state of circuit breaker. I believe it have affect a lot of families out there and have affect a lot of individuals out there, not just emotionally, physically. It affects them financially also. So just to get your point of view and maybe how you feel, right, when this virus first start to come into Singapore, what is your view and take on that?
My personal view is that this virus was totally, everybody actually didn't expect it to be moving widespread very fast within 2-3 months until it reached Singapore up till now. Basically because all of us are in Singapore all busy with our own job routines, daily work, family, children schooling. So we never expect, we never expect that this thing will hit us badly. Because of that, a lot of people cannot accept it at first. And when things start moving very fast, circuit breaker, all of us start doing panic buying, doing essential stuff, all our fears are showing. And these are actually affected, not all, but some of families because they are not used to such a big calamity. So now the word for all of us actually is patience. So where even myself, when I say this, I'm talking about myself too. We all need to be very patient.
And given the situation right now, I think we hope the situation would improve, inshallah, and we've got grace. And but looking at the current statistics and the way this virus is being spread, I think it definitely will take quite some time for Singapore to recover and for us to go back to our normal life. So what is your perspective on that?
Well, the normal lives you're referring to is before COVID. As of now, people's lives are changing. All of us, even myself, we are all staying inside the house for almost now coming 1 month plus. So our mindset, our emotional are all changing. So now, when let's say circuit breaker has been, is loosened, and we all can start interacting with each other back again like per normal, but it won't be as normal as before because people will start having all these doubts about this virus because there's no vaccine until now. So people will not be touching, shake hands, all these normal things will no longer be normal now.
Will not
That's my take on it.
will no longer be apparent lah to most of us.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
like what you said, yeah, it's true, man. It will definitely affect our social lifestyle, man. Right after this COVID, if we enter into the recovery stage. So just to check, and also just to get your view on this, right? I believe right now, currently, most people are not just suffering from mentally or emotional state about this COVID, but definitely most of household in Singapore are suffering from financial how say depletion, right? Some household, they might have earned quite a handsome amount of earnings previously before COVID. Suddenly, when things start to go down and circuit breakers start to come in, it affect a lot of individuals in terms of their financial status. So, what is your point of view with this current financial status that we are living right now?
I mean, you're actually saying the right things when actually this COVID come into effect in Singapore. A lot of people start losing jobs, pay start being decreased more than half. For some people, then their expenses, which they've been having normally, now they have to cut down a lot, and some of them even have are actually struggling to stay afloat with their
Mm,
own families.
yes, true.
Uh, so that is I know is actually causing a lot of people to feel very very uneasy.
Mm,
Some people even feel angry about it, because something they cannot control, because it's affecting the whole environment.
yeah, true.
Especially now, schools are also closed.
Mm,
Schools are closed, and you need to mix around your kids.
mm,
Some parents are not even close with their kids. I mean,
mm.
to stay together for at least more than one day. Some even, you know what I mean.
Yeah, correct.
Uh,
But that's
so it's
that is quite sad actually, knowing that some individuals out there are not taking this time to bond with their families.
Yeah, because like I said, it's not their fault. It's
Mm,
never their fault, because the
mm,
environment in Singapore, actually you need money. You need money to survive. You need to pay a
mm,
lot of bills.
mm, mm,
So
mm.
they have to work. Some people have to take 2, 3 jobs just to pay their loans, to pay
Mm.
a lot of bills.
Yes,
So the environment is not. I cannot say it's conducive, but some people just need to work more just to keep their
sustain.
family moving.
Mm.
Sustain.
Okay, we will discuss on this topic mainly because the reason why we invite you to come in to share insights about financial planning basically, and also how to manage our financial issues right now. So I look up to the internet, and we found actually there is these five financial fears in Singapore that most of our Singaporeans are facing right now. And as for now, it means as for now, which is in the state of COVID lah, and maybe this some of it also have is been feared by them maybe before COVID also, but it's a topic that is worthwhile for us to discuss here. So allow me to show you a slide, right? Okay, so here we have five financial fears in Singapore. Okay, the first one, we have unable to own a roof over their head. The second would be being hit with an expensive medical condition. The third one will be most people are in fear of being retrenched. Then the fourth one will be they are not sure on how they would want to invest their money. And the last one, the fifth one, will be shouldering on the cost of a traditional wedding. So given with all these financial fears, maybe we can start with the one with the medical expenses and being hit with an expensive medical expenses. So I think that is more relevant to our current situation right now. So
Yes.
what is your view, Abdurrahman, on the importance of medically being insured at this current time, especially at this current time of COVID situation right now?
I mean, we okay. To start, to be fair, to start, uh, people normally will not take insurance high priority
Hmm.
because not because they will have they. I don't blame them. They have to prioritize all their current expenses, and they don't take insurance a high priority because to them it's an intangible product.
Hmm.
Uh, Only when something happens you need it. If nothing happens, it's just something you pay and pay, and you're actually not getting out something out of it. That's most general concept for all normal people lah. But we need to understand that even though you in my line, you actually just expend using you're only paying at least maybe $1-2 per day. Just
Hmm.
to make sure that you are protected. What do you mean by
Hmm.
protection? Protection means when you go hospital, you know that you do not need to think anything about finances coming out
Money.
from your own pocket. Yes.
Hmm.
You actually passing off the burden to the insurance company.
Hmm.
When you that means you are passing the financial burden to the insurance company to pay for your medical expenses.
Hmm.
People must understand that part first. Then they will understand that you need to pay lah.
Hmm.
When the insurance company provide you this service, they need
Hmm.
a premium
Hmm.
to stay afloat.
Support.
That's where there's these medical premiums come in. And at
Hmm.
the same time, you need to understand what type of protection you need. People thought just having a hospital insurance is enough, but actually there are other aspects to. If you actually most of them, if they don't get hospitalized, the hospital insurance won't be covered.
Hmm.
You need to actually add in some certain other insurance products to make
Hmm.
it a holistic
Hmm.
financial holistic point of considered financial planning.
I
We
see.
are so we don't actually just use products to sell.
Hmm.
In my term,
Yes.
we don't sell. We actually try to recommend you a whole package that actually can cover all aspects when you are sick.
I see. Hmm. Man, a lot of our community out there, they have maybe a wrong image on being insured itself. Maybe for some of our communities out there, they might not find this as the necessities, or then they might not leverage on this as of their priority, because again, with the this is from our main understanding on our society, they will just have this excuse or reason stating that, oh, why should I leverage, why should I spend monthly on paying a premium plan, right, on insurance, where else I can use that money for myself. So I think how can we address our community in a manner where they should look at this all these medical expenses as a priority for them to get themselves covered.
I mean, from one aspect, yes, that's the general. That is actually the general ground opinion of insurance. However, you just take one incident for
Mm,
you to go into accident or any sickness, then you actually go into hospital. Then that one incident can the medical bill can go up to a few 100,000 or maybe few 50, 60,000.
yeah.
And when that one incident happen, that person will start to panic and start looking around. Would
Mm,
you would that person want to get money from their relatives? If they say
mm,
yes, alhamdulillah, then you proceed. But most of the people I meet, they cannot answer that question because they are unable to get that finance fast because the hospital need a down payment. When you
mm,
go into hospital, more they want if you want comfort, B1 and above, The hospital will actually demand a down payment before you get warded. These are all money, all expenses.
Yes, true.
It just take one incident. Then we'll see nothing happens. Alhamdulillah. We're not saying you want to go hospital, but it's like we call it like kita ikhtiar.
Yeah,
Kita ikhtiar.
it's a
Sebelum
contingency plan lah.
you're planning. Kita bukan minta. We're not asking to be warded, but
Yes.
things can happen. Things can happen because Allah can just pass anything to anybody.
Yeah,
You
true.
have to accept that. Like this coronavirus is in the air. They have some untraced cases. That means it can happen to anybody.
True. True.
Because of that, the possibility of you being warded is very high.
True.
So like I said, it's up. As for me as a planner, I would recommend you make a choice, but in the end, if anything happens to you, you cannot start pinpointing and blaming people because ultimately you make the choice for your life.
Correct.
So we are all among us here, we are all here to help one another.
Yep.
So like me, I'm here to help you to finance and plan the right package for your family and yourself.
Okay, saying about package, okay. So saying about plans. So as what we know now in the time of COVID, how do COVID patient get themselves covered in this time of COVID? In a case where someone who is infected by the virus, so how are they covered in this current time?
In this current time, previously before COVID, it would be easier to get medical insurance accident because there will be less stringent checks. But after this COVID now is very rampant in Singapore, most companies, which include my company also, you need to go answer a few stringent questions before you be accepted and approved to obtain any medical insurance. Because as of now, even though if you travel outside the country, no company, insurance company will want to cover you, because now for that COVID-19, because now the whole world is facing this problem. So you are actually taking your own risk to leave the country, knowing that this thing is present. You must understand that part. But if you're in the country itself, all companies, inshallah, if you are already approved, will cover you.
Oh, okay, I see.
That's for medical hospital. If you're not hospitalized, that's where accident plan comes in. Accident plan is for non-hospitalization. Like I said, it comes in a package. We don't products. We sell you a holistic point of financial planning, so that you know that when you are sick, that you know you have got the right plan to cover you. You don't need to fork out any single money. That
I
is
see.
what you. That's the main thing, main concept about holistic financial planning.
So basically, due to this time of COVID, right? For those, yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, they have to go through a certain stringent questions for them to answer and to fill up and apply during the application.
Yes.
But for those that have already been insured before COVID, how does that work for them?
Then they just as long as they pay their premiums and do not default on premium payment. If anything happens, the company will cover you fully. If you have riders, provided you have the riders. You must have hospital riders, so that when you get hospitalized, the riders are the one that help you to pay for your deductibles and also the co-insurance.
I see. So the
misconception about people now, they thought without the riders, by paying through MediSave, it can cover most of their costs. Actually, it's not
enough
you
lah.
need the riders. Not enough. You need to top up riders using cash. This is where cash premium.
I see. So, but going back to the first statement that you mentioned, first comment that you shared about the stringent questions that they have to go through. This only applies to those that who want to seek for a financial plan currently at this current time of COVID.
Yes.
Am I right to say that?
To be under protection plans. protection plan. Those like cover for critical illness, cover for hospitalization. These are plans that require checks. The company will require to check you on your medical history.
I see. I see. So given the situation right now, okay, let's imagine, maybe I believe measures and steps have already been taken, right? Moving forward with this current situation. So what kinds of policies or what kind of plans that we are able to see when in the time of after this recovery of COVID? Would there be a COVID kind of insurance plans for specifically for disease like this?
As of now, I think some companies, which include mine, they are offering actually COVID protection plans.
I see.
They're offering as an additional feature to the current plan.
I
So that
see.
people know that actually the company are doing a part to help them.
That's a good measure also to move forward with it. Okay, at least
To ease the clients saying that actually the company also doing their part. They acknowledge, they will also cover.
I see. I see. I think that's
Yeah.
there's also an advantage for a client like us to leverage on lah. Definitely.
Yes.
Because we will not know what the future holds because right now we are facing with COVID, but 5 years down the road, 3 years down the road, we don't know what's next for us, the whole world. You see. So
Yes,
I
correct.
think it's better for us to be prepared in any circumstances, right? It's always good to prepare rather than to react. So I believe, because again, looking at the current situation where people are panicking in terms of getting themselves insured, I think these are more of a reaction than a protection. You see. So what's
That's
your
right.
what's your view if we want to discuss and go in depth on that?
My view is that you should not cherry pick. You don't cherry pick your plans. You actually you ask any financial advisor, and a good financial advisor will actually propose you a holistic plan for yourself and your family, which covers everything from the bottom protection, uh, critical illness, protection which cover critical illness, cover your income, cover your accident plan, hospital. That's the main thing about protection. Then they go up the ladder, covering your savings, and later on, the highest one will be covering your investments. This is what we call the holistic financial planning for every individual. Uh, we don't sell you products, we sell you the concept.
True. Yeah.
Uh, so
That
that you
is
know that
true.
when anything happens to you, you are fully covered. Not only one aspect, but on all aspects, inshallah.
Yeah. True. Yeah, this is the concept that I think most of us should be aware of because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
end users they should have knowledge on this.
yes, that's correct.
So
That's
okay,
correct.
allow me to post this second part of the financial fears that we would want to discuss. So the third part of the financial fears, right, that most of us Singaporeans feared of is being retrenched. So maybe we can get Abdurrahman to actually give a brief understanding of right now this current situation. I believe a lot of our fellow Singaporeans are facing this issue right now. Some with a pay cut, most of them are being retrenched, right, or taking unpaid leave. So what is your view on that, yeah, Abdurrahman?
So, because of the current situation, we all have to accept. We cannot be angry because this is something which all of us cannot control, even myself. Even I myself also are facing a pay cut, meaning that I'm also not getting the same type of income which I did before COVID. So all of us have to accept that this thing will happen and cannot change until the vaccine has been found. So that's the main thing you have to accept. We have to accept lah. When you accept, things happen, you won't be angry. You don't react like what I say. You just respond in a nice, positive way. So
But
when people get retrenched,
mm,
so a lot of to them negative things will happen. So all of us need to be calm, and now we need to actually check our finances and start reducing our expenses lah. That's where you and your family, which includes your wife, you have to discuss, sit down, and start prioritizing your expenses. You have to list. You have to start listing down and start discussing, and now and from there you will know what your priorities. Uh,
true. Because given to this current situation, most of the frustration that people face or goes through, they are frustrated because the luxury aspect or the comfort aspect that they used to own are now taken away from them. Example, for some earners out there, they are quite a high earner, right? And they bring back a quite a high earning monthly, regardless in what kind of industry they're in or what kind of business dealing that they are dealing with. But with that luxury that they have, right? And given the time now, all that has been cut away from them, taken away from them. So I think that kind of frustration is a build up kind of frustration, and knowing that the situation, we have yet to know, or we are not really sure of how the situation will improve in these coming months. So that also will create more fear in them, right? So
yes.
given to that kind of situation, what is your best financial advice to this individual that I have mentioned?
The main thing you should, if you're not married, you should discuss with your parents, because your parents are, to me, are more wiser than you. Uh, then they will actually help you to understand, or even advise you, because you need a third party or second party opinion on how to reduce your expenses, because some of us, we are unable to see those expenses right in front of us, which is not essential but to us is important. That's the first thing. Second thing, you must be ready to make uh, uh, let's let's say brave decisions. Sometimes you have to cut. And you have to tell your family or your wife that this has to be done. It has to be done. So these two things is very important. Find somebody who can advise you the right way. And second thing, you have to make brave decisions. And third thing, start making small savings. Small savings mean that from that reduced expenses, start push it back to a small savings account, so that you can actually use that money in terms of emergency. Because now, as of now, cash is king. The more cash you have, the more you can actually have the power of purchase whatever you need. Basically, these three things are very important, based on my opinion.
Yeah, true. Going back to your second point that you mentioned just now, right? We have to be brave in making decision. I just want to touch on that. Not many people have that bravery to move forward with certain decision. I give you an example. Take example, a person who live a very luxurious life, owning a car, a very luxury car, right? We take example, a very branded car. And given this time of financial crisis that we are in right now, and the financial status that they are in right now, they might not be brave enough to let go of that luxury item. You get what I mean? So
I get it.
because again, the status overpower their own current situation. You see. So again, just to go in depth in that topic. So what would be a very wise advice, right, for those who want to let go of that side of them, and be prepared for the coming challenges months ahead, right? Given the financial status and situation that we are in right now.
Based on my professional opinion, you should start calculating. If you're talking about cars, since you mentioned just now, you have to start calculating the monthly premiums for the next few months, and you compare it based on your current salary. Are you able to actually support these luxury essentials or these luxury expenses? If you can stay. but most of the time you cannot. So you have to start a threshold limit until which month you have to make that decision to cut it off. So during that few months, you have the luxury of trying to find how to move away in transition from that item. You
I
start slow
see.
lah. You start slow. Tak boleh start, you start macam-macam, you start fast, terperanjat lah, cold turkey kan.
Yeah, true, true.
Hmm.
Okay, Abdurrahman, I would like to move to the next topic, which is the part of investment. Okay, the next part. Okay, we have already discussed on the part of retrenchment, and how does it affect our current situation right now. So moving forward, we want to actually give some knowledge and awareness to our viewers out there on how they can invest their money, and moving forward to have a quite a decent saving, right? So they are able to suffice whatever challenges that is ahead of them.
If you're talking about investment now, those who have current investments, they should skip, because the price of unit trust, which all of financial advisors are taking care of, is going down due to the current economic situation. But for those who haven't invest, it's a good time to come in, because price are low. When price are low, then later on, when price moves up, you will gain profit for the same time product amount of investment you actually purchased. However, people have to be patient. You have to wait a minimum 7 to 10 years for unit trust. Then you can gain that profit. This is a general concept. Unless you're a high risk taker, you will take high risk investment. Then those time will be shorter. But you must understand, high risk investment will also you must accept that there will also be high risk loss. So it depends on the investment profile of that person.
True. So, given about this investment plan, if let's say a normal person, right, a normal person who doesn't know much about investment, okay, how much knowledge that they should know on what to invest, where to invest.
Mainly that they have to check up that company. The company that should recommend them the investment. Can the company will support their clients when investments are low? For example, during the Lehman Brothers, you should understand that part. If capital loss is very apparent, can that company you invest in able to pay you back your capital minimum? If that company is okay with that, then that's the first step. You should consider that company. Second step, the investment type, you have to look at the ROI, the return of investment, over a few years. Then you will know which company actually is viable based on your investment profile. Some people are conservative, some people are aggressive, some people are just in between. So again, depends on your profile, what type of investment needs you have. After you have actually got the company that you wanted, that can support you in your investment.
I see. Well, there's a very good advice on how we can align or distribute our investment accordingly to various aspect of this investment. Okay, so I think there's one more aspect of the question. Maybe we can discuss on it. I think, given that we already understand about investment, so moving forward, a lot of young Singaporeans out there, they want to own their own house. You see, so they have this fear of unable to own a roof over their head. So I think that itself also will cover the topic of shouldering the cost of a traditional wedding. So okay, what is your take on that? And also another question that I want to add on. So how can you share your view also to our viewers how can we prepare ourselves financially for that stage in life?
Um, for this type of the two issues you said, it's all about savings. It's all about you making the right time to save. So the best time for people to start saving is when they start working. Then they will actually need to have a figure in mind how much they want after, let's say, 15, 20 years. So with that figure in mind, then we can discuss with a financial advisor, and they can actually propose a plan that suits well according to your budget to meet that target you need in next 15, maybe 10, 15 years to get, let's say, to finance your wedding and also to buy a house at the same time. So it's all about proper financial planning.
True.
If you in this case, for me as a financial advisor, we will offer you the right plan based on your target, because we need to know what's your target in how many time horizon. All this play a part. So again, the amount premium I cannot tell you for sure because different individual have different budget and also different target.
I see.
So based on that, so it's all about future planning. This is what you call future planning.
And this
You
and
must
this plays a very important role in every young Singaporean's life.
Yes. And the rule of thumb normally is around percent of your income you need to set aside for savings.
How much again? Sorry.
10%.
Or 10%. So
10%.
we take example, if a person earning of 2,000, that means out of that 2,000, 200 have to be set aside or what?
Yes. If you just minimum 10% lah. 200. Again, the rule of thumb also 10% for protection. 10% means for protection means for hospital plan, accident plan, critical illness. So it's a 10% step. So altogether it's around 30%.
Of
Which
your
include
income.
investment another 10%. So 10 is 30%. This is what
Oh,
we
okay,
call
I see.
holistic financial plan. These are all general concepts.
But not many people are willing to let go of that 30% of their monthly income, you know. Because
So
okay,
again,
the
you have
reason
to
is being because they first of all, not many, or maybe not many of them have high earnings. Second, they have a lot of responsibility on their shoulders, right? In terms of financial responsibilities. And third of all is it depend on the dynamic of their lifestyle also. So again, they don't have that luxury to spare that 30%. So, but at least maybe out of that three plans, right? The saving plan, the medical
protection.
protection plan, and another one, the investment plan. Out of these three plan, which of these three you think that is the most priority for a person to actually own?
Protection. You have to actually work on your protection first.
Hmm.
Because anything happens to you, you need that protection plan. It will cover all the medical costs. That protection plan is the most important. Is the base for all financial planning.
Hmm. I see. I see. Oh, that's a very good advice. MashaAllah. I mean, not many people would want to discuss on this topic of financial stability or financial arrangement, because most people out there are very reserved when it comes to voicing out or sharing their financial status. I think that is one of the issue where certain individuals out there, they are quite shy or embarrassed to reveal their financial status to a financial planner. What is your take on that? Yeah, Abdurrahman.
Um, or in my case, we actually do not need to know exact details, but we need to know a rough figure so that we can actually give you the right amount or the right plan which is suitable for your need. We don't. For me, I don't give you what you want, but I will try to work according to your needs. So meaning that we need to know a rough figure of your income so that we can work towards your needs. Uh, So if you feel is something confidential, no problem. You just give a rough figure. Tak payah exact. Just
Yes.
give a rough figure. So you feel comfortable. Something is comfortable lah. Must be comfortable. You share. You must be when you share something to someone, you must be comfortable. Then it'll be nice.
Yeah, true. I think not everyone can reach to that comfortable level. But again, you have to actually address your current issue. If you did not address your current issue, your financial planner also will not be able to provide
Yes.
you with the best plan for you moving forward from there. So, mashallah, I think we have discussed quite a very deep topic about this financial fears during this time of COVID, and also how to get ourselves covered, insured in many of the situation right now, especially in this current time. And I would like to thank our guest Abdurrahman for coming down to our seeker session, and just to give a shout out to everyone who's viewing this. If there is anyone out there of our viewers who want to know more about financial planning, I will leave a description below of Abdurrahman Facebook link, so you can link his page from our description below, and you can post question to him. Maybe you can PM him on Facebook if you have any question further on financial matters. So thank you so much, Abdurrahman, for coming down. MashaAllah, I really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you so much. Inshallah, we will meet again for another session. If you don't mind, we can have another seekers coffee session again.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. While on that, I would like to wish you all the best for your future endeavors. And I also will take this opportunity, and may Allah keep you protected and safe at all times, and may Allah grant you health and good life, inshallah.
Inshallah, may Allah help all of us. Inshallah,
Amin,
be patient and be
Amin.
grateful. Inshallah.
Amin. Thank you so much, Abdurrahman, again, and see you soon, inshallah. And to our viewers out there, stay strong, stay healthy, stay positive, and keep hope alive. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.